Today, we're sending an open letter to Comcast. Stop it. Today on the show. Good morning, scallywags. Apparently, we got another bone to pick, so we're gonna pick it.
Keep finding these bones to pick.
I know, right?
Today, we're looking right at you, Comcast.
That's right.
Square at you.
That's right. And of course, talking about Comcast, we're talking about the whole Disney, Fox, Comcast debacle and shenaniganery.
It has become shenaniganery. You're absolutely right.
So
I kind of want to throw them out a window. I wish there was a word for that.
I know, right? It seems like there should be a word.
There should be a word for that.
I know. Yeah, I have to think about that one for a while. But so basically, in case you're not up to speed, what's going on is 20th Century Fox decided to basically go for sale. So Disney stepped forward and was like, you know what? You have the rest of our characters, and we would like to have them back. So yes, they offered $52.4 billion.
Wow.
To buy out Fox. Now, this would not only give them access to the rest of their characters, it also gives them, they would literally have 40% of the box office.
Yeah.
At that point, because they get you get, of course, all the news channels, the sports channels, the Simpsons,
pretty much everything on the Fox TV network.
Anything on Fox TV networks.
Not to mention, you get the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, and
all
the properties with those.
Yes. Now, and of course, that is Disney's main move there. It's not. Of course, they want to acquire the world, but of course, when it comes to the Marvel movies and things, that has been the dream, is to have the entire Marvel universe under the same roof in the MCU.
I just thought of something, and it's a very scary thought. A few years ago, Stan Lee was quoted at a comic convention saying he would see all of his properties, being i.e. the Marvel properties, underneath one roof. Then he could die. Yeah. So what happens if that happens? Oh.
No.
No, we can't lose you, Stan. That's a different tangent. Excelsior. But no, Comcast is wanting to get, and you've said it time and time again in conversations with us, they're just looking for a piece of the comic book money.
Yeah, they won't let it go. I wholeheartedly believe that is their number one reason for doing what they're doing. Is they're like, oh, well, they've got Deadpool, they've got, which is one of the highest grossing comic book movies out there. They've got the X-Men, tons of properties that have always done well there. They've got the Fantastic Four, which
hasn't done well, but
and so they've still got some of these other properties that are out there. Now, some of the guys have come back from Fox, back over to Marvel, Daredevil, Blade, Ghost Rider, but but these huge properties, and Wolverine, Deadpool, these guys that people would love to see in the MCU. So Comcast basically wanting a piece of that comic book movie, money, not to mention merchandising.
Can you blame them, though?
No, absolutely not.
Infinity Gauntlet just passed $2 billion box office worldwide. That's what they're looking at.
So they stepped forward and they outbid Disney. Now, again, Disney put forth $52.4 billion. Comcast came forward and said, you know what? We'll give you $60 billion. They went $8 billion higher. 7.5, but still.
Yeah.
$60 billion to outbid Disney. So Disney, of course, immediately started, like we've been saying that they would do for a while, where they were like just add a couple of zeros to that check. They start scrambling to come up with more funds, more backers, more support, so that they can outbid Comcast. Well, meanwhile, the AT&T Time Warner deal has been taking place off to the side. No one's really talking about it all that much. So of course, Warner, they own DC and all the DC properties. Which, have you heard what's happening in with the DC movies recently?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Johns has stepped down.
He did. Yes.
Did you hear who's taking his place? Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Jim Lee is taking his place.
Now,
one of my favorite comic book artists out there is taking over.
And not only that, but Jim Lee created Image Comics.
Yes, he did.
He is the founding father of Image Comics, which
but that's beside the point.
That's another rant. That's another time.
I'm just excited about that. So, but the AT&T Time Warner deal was caught up in sort of a legal battle. And this was basically
governmental antitrust lawsuits.
Right.
Basically, the government thought AT&T was going to get too big by buying a film company. All of a sudden, they'll have cornered the market. But a federal judge just last week said, guys, there's not enough evidence that the government can put forth to say that this is a what is the word? Just went mind blank. I just went mind. A monopoly. Yes.
Yeah. So that happens, and then literally the next day, the very next day, kind of the shareholders at Fox were starting to kind of sit back and say, we're going to take our time. Maybe even originally they were supposed to vote on what was going to happen in July. But then they started talking about putting it off for a little while until they saw what happened with this. The day after the federal judge approved the acquisition of Time Warner, Comcast came back with a new bid.
Mm-hmm.
Forget that whole $60 billion thing we offered you before. We'll give you 65. Now, between 60 and 65, Disney hasn't put forth another number.
Put forth another number.
They said that they're trying to raise money, but they haven't come forth and said, okay, we'll do 62 or anything like that. Comcast is just now upping their game, just basically saying, hey, we're serious about this. We want this to happen. Well, I'm glad you do, because we don't.
Yeah, the rest of the world wants it to go back to Disney.
Yes.
Couple reasons. One, everyone wants to see an actual coherent world where they can in Marvel's New York.
Have you seen Captain America Civil War? It was a good movie. It was good.
It was about half the characters that actually involved.
And you had that big fight scene in the airport with what was it, like 10 or 12 characters, something like that. Have you read Civil War?
The actual comic book.
It was like 40 characters fighting.
Across the entire eastern seaboard.
Not like 10 or 12. It was like everyone.
Mm-hmm. Split down the same lines between Tony and Cap.
Now here's basically, as far as I'm concerned, Comcast, if you want 20th Century Fox, fine. Take 20th Century Fox. I don't care. As long as it is just take those characters and just work out a Sony deal with Spider-Man type of thing, something. I don't care. Let the X-Men go home.
Let the Fantastic Four come back to New York.
Marvel's first family. And they're the last ones to be brought back.
I mean, even Sony decided to go, you know what, we're going to play.
Yeah.
Because they got a huge kickback.
Paramount did it first.
Yeah, Paramount did it first. Sony got a huge kickback when they let Spider-Man go back to Marvel.
Yes.
And they co-produced it.
And basically,
on with that universe.
And their only thing was, as long as we have, some creative control when we make the Spider-Man solo movies, you can have Spider-Man be a part of the MCU. And that's basically the same thing that Paramount did with the Hulk back in the day, which is why we haven't seen another Hulk solo movie. They don't want to make one, and he's not entirely owned by Marvel.
But if you use him in the context of the Avengers,
yes,
or
he is allowed. He's allowed to only be a supporting character. Yeah. He's not allowed to be a main.
Or throwing like Thor Ragnarok, where it's a bro movie.
Right. But he's still the secondary.
He's still a secondary character.
So, but basically, what it boils down to is Comcast. More power to you for putting forth all the money in the world. Okay, take Fox. I don't care what happens to Fox. We only care what happens with what millions and millions and millions of fans. If you took the ratio of people that want the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and want all these guys, and I think they actually still own. They still own Submariner.
Submariner comes in with the Fantastic Four.
But anyway, so take the ratio of people that want these characters back in the MCU versus those that don't. I can't reach that high. I'm sorry, or that low for that matter. So my point being that the bulk of people out there want Marvel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the Marvel Cinematic Universe and some other Marvel movies and stuff over there
that have
somewhere.
no business being,
I want to see the Hulk and Wolverine fight on screen.
I want to see Doc Doom be Doc Doom versus the Avengers.
Yes,
I want Galactus in
to
New
not be
York.
a cloud.
Exactly.
Phase 4 is coming up quick, guys. And when they first announced that they were trying to buy Fox, they were confident enough in this purchase that they completely scrapped
a
Phase
lot
4.
of their Phase 4 to rebuild this.
Yeah, I think they kept what, 3 movies?
They kept the
Spider-Man 2,
the
Guardians
Black Panther
2,
2, and
or
Guardians 3.
Black Panther 2, and then I think they scrapped Doctor Strange too.
They did. They scrapped the Strange sequel.
So yeah, they kept 3 movies out of 20 that they had lined up.
Because they wanted to bring X-Men back in. And they wanted, Kevin Feige. God bless Kevin Feige.
Yeah. Never step down, sir.
Don't step down, sir.
Never step down.
I mean, as long as you can be the executive producer, you can be. But Disney, come on. From 2 fans. And I know we're just 2 fans.
We're 2 fans speaking vicariously for the rest of the fans. I mean, because, like I said, the ratio of people that want it versus those that don't.
We can't reach that high and low, like he said. Please. We know you have the checkbook.
You've proved your point.
Just go, okay, that's nice. Pat Comcast on the top of the head and tell them to go sit back in the corner and you write a couple extra zeros.
Or for that matter, just go to Comcast and say, look, make you a deal. You can have
all that other stuff.
All of everything else.
We just want the X-Men properties and the Fantastic Four properties.
Let our people come home.
Yeah. Or Disney, buy Comcast.
There you go. And go ahead and just buy everything.
Oh God, no.
I have faith in you.
Just what Chapo just said off screen.
Yeah.
I can see old man Wolverine with a staff. Let my people go.
Yes, that's where I was going with the whole let the people come home. But I mean, can you imagine a world where Disney owned Marvel and DC?
That would be scary. But
I mean, I would love to see DC movies that were as good as Marvel movies.
I think
God knows.
Well, the Crossworlds.
Yes,
they're the amalgam movies.
But here's the deal. I mean, we can save this for another rant. But with Jim Lee at the head of the DCU, we might actually start getting some decent movies.
I believe we will. I mean, they're already taking a new focus on things anyway, because I mean, they realize that all their movies have sucked. So
Except
we don't know.
Except for Wonder Woman.
With the exception of Wonder Woman, we don't know what's happening with Flash. Ben Affleck is officially out as Batman, and now Jeff Johns has stepped down. And so, I mean, pretty much all we have on the slate at this point is we've got Aquaman coming out in this December, Wonder Woman 2, which we just got our first picture of, and so now and Batman is finally getting some leeway again, but we now know it will be a reboot.
It will be a complete reboot.
So I don't know. Well, we also have 2 Joker movies that have nothing to do with each other.
And they're not even the same character.
So next week, tune in for an open letter to DC.
Yes.
Because we might need to do that, apparently. But what are your thoughts, guys? I mean, are you somebody that wants to see the X-Men stay separate from the MCU? If so,
yep.
Tell me why down below.
Yeah, please tell us why. If we get enough, we'll read some comments even.
Sure.
Wow, imagine that. Continue to follow us across social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter.
Continue to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
It's the push to 300. Please click that bell notification so you know when we upload every Monday through Friday.
Indeed. And get yourself one of these things. Yeah.
I get to be the model today.
You can do that right there. Check it out. Right there on Facebook. Just send us a private message letting us know what size of shirt you need, what colors you would like. That's color of the shirt and color of the text. As you can see, there's a vast array of colors.
I like the pink.
Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. Where I lost my place there. $20 for the short sleeve, $22 for the long, or you can get yourself one of the hoodies. Get prepped up for the cooler summer nights if you're going camping or something. Whatever happens to be or fall, winter, whatever stuff. $25 for those. Get yourself one now.
Tomorrow's Friday.
And we got another fun challenge in store, and I don't really know how I feel about it. And so maybe if I just keep talking, we won't have to do it.
Nope.
Nope, that's
We
not how
will
that
see
works.
you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Berry from Springfield, Missouri, and this is your Russian clip of the day.
Егор, на, мама звонит. Алло.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.